in chat, in game chat. Let guys know what's going on. TVT right now, very excellent. We're on Nimbus here, so most likely gonna see a macro game out of here. This could be a long TVT. And actually, it's getting a little chilly in here. Kind of odd. Yeah, so anyway, here we go. Spawning in the southeast corner of Nimbus, our blue Terran player, AiLillekanin. And spawning in the southwest corner of Nimbus, our Terran player, red Terran, down 0-1 in this series, HOA Zeerax. Alright, so we see the supply depot going down for both players at the wall. Production tab looking pretty stagnant at the moment because this is as early game as it gets. No player opting for any kind of 2 racks play. Much harder to cheese on Nimbus. And also, you don't really want to cheese on Nimbus anyway. I mean, you can do it. You can cheese on any map, but the reason I say you don't want to cheese on Nimbus, especially as a Terran, is because the natural here is just so good for drops. Just this open space. You can drop here, pull your units back, drop them there, heal them up, pull them back in, just like constant harass. I feel like if you're anything but a Terran player, you hate Nimbus. I don't really dislike Nimbus, but then again, I main Terran, so there you go. Both players throwing their racks down, getting that gas out, so most likely going to see a Reaper here. However, no scouts, so they have no idea where their opponents are at the moment, so they're not sure where to rally the Reaper. However, Reapers are very fast, so they're very efficient at scouting. And they're very good to scout against Terran because it's hard to get an SCV into a Terran's base early on, given that they can just throw a wall up. So you basically send that SCV out for nothing. Fast factory here for our blue Terran. And fast factory here for our red Terran. So looks like these guys are both going to go into a standard TVT build, both Banshees. May see maybe a Widowmine drop too. If we see a starport directly after this factory, which we should, given that it looks like a 1-1-1 build. And these guys just staying on top of their on their macro. And let's see if a tech lab goes down on this factory. Alright, so starport's being made for both players. No tech lab being built at the moment. These guys may be looking to do a little defense. Maybe throw a Widow. Oh, that's a Hellion. So Hellion, Marines for defense. Not putting a Marine out of this base, though. Okay, so there's that tech lab. So tech lab down on the racks. And maybe a tech lab down here. Okay, no. So no tech lab here for AiLillekanin. Most likely going to build a Viking out of the starport. Viking or medevac here, so that's going to be a drop. So the Banshee play that's going to come out here from Zeerax is going to maybe do some damage here. Both players taking the wrong scouting route, so most likely they know now. Well, at least blue AiLillekanin will know when he goes into this base and sees nothing. Oh, actually sees a Hellion, backs away, so now probably has deduced that his opponent is in the southwest corner of the map. And again, medevac here. So looks like Marines and Hellion drop here. And this is what I actually thought was going to happen last game on Overgrowth. Very good strategy. These Hellions are also going to move out here. So neither player taking expansion yet. This is pretty much just going to try and do a lot of harass to shut down the opponent's economy. These Hellions will wait. And this Hellion's actually going to get a scout here. So, okay, so both Hellions scouted this out. They are ready for this.
Base is under attack.
And this Banshee's going to do some work. Cloak is not done yet, so can be targeted down. Oh! And that's actually a really good hold there from our red Protoss players. Sorry, had the vision on there. And okay, so this blue drop coming back around here. Lots of SCVs at this base right now, and the drop's just gonna be pushed away. So both players looking to expand. CC's down for both of them. Blue CC way ahead. And that Viking just kind of waiting for any kind of Banshee play. And there's that Banshee. So I don't know if he scouted that. So AiLillekanin not seeing that. And okay, so Spotter Depot going to go down. Sees that medevac. But where is his army? That is the question. Alright, so Banshee just flies right to a turret, gets killed by the Viking. Another Banshee coming out. Solid defense. Oh, Hellion drop here in the main of AiLillekanin. And no, it was Zeerax, I'm sorry. And AiLillekanin will pick up here. 2 Hellions in that medevac. 2 racks being built. And still on 1-1-1 here, so no indication whether or not this is going to be mech or bio. Looks bio because of the reactor. And the engineering bay is down, but that's also down for a turret as well. Widowmine hidden here. If you look, this is sneaky stuff that was happening in Code S and I think Pro League the other night. You can hide Widowmines again behind the dish here on the orbital, and you can also hide them behind the refineries, like right behind here. You can actually put a Widowmine right there, and it wouldn't be seen by a unit flying in. So just doing some scouts here, trying to find the Banshee. This Raven gonna get some pop shots. Banshee gonna cloak, not gonna really do anything here. And one Viking's actually just gonna take care of that Banshee. So AiLillekanin really showing some skills here. Good multitasking, dropping the Mule Hammer down. And lots of SCVs here. Really needs to get that second CC down and potentially just start his third CC to get ahead here. Or her third CC. SCVs being transferred. Gas going down on the natural expansion of Zeerax. Zeerax, not Zeerax. Whoops. Definitely not a printer. Banshee's being built now for blue. This is very interesting. I've seen this work before where a Terran player won't go fast Banshee, and instead the Banshees will come in later on in the game when the opponent doesn't really expect the Banshees to come out. So let's see. Here's some attacking going on. What the hell? The rocks? Yeah, the rocks. Lots of siege tanks here. Scan going down. We'll see this army here. Let's see what the upgrades are like. Both players only have cloak. So tech lab research and stim here. No stim for AiLillekanin. So very interesting. Reactors down. Okay, this looks like it's mech, actually. Definitely mech now. So now we know we got factories going down, other CC going down. You need that third CC if you're going to play mech, because you need those extra gases. Playing mech on 2 base is very difficult. It's hard to get all of the resources you need. Meanwhile, Widowmine here. This Widowmine actually would be really good if it was placed like right here. It was like right there, or like just a little bit behind this, or by the dish. Actually, not even by the dish, because there's turrets everywhere. Meanwhile, Zeerax just doing a little bit of scouting. Has some Marines in this medevac, kind of bizarre. Looks like just gonna push out here. And AiLillekanin, no vision of this so far. So this third CC gonna be... Oh, that's a Rax, I'm sorry. That Rax is gonna be flown somewhere. Oh, okay, so Widowmine, we'll see this move out here, and AiLillekanin just gonna go chill with the Hellions in the middle of the map. Hellions aren't really gonna do that much against that kind of comp. However, Zeerax isn't gonna get anything done right now. Sensor tower going down. No third yet for either player. This one is built, though. Actually, AiLillekanin's got 2 CCs, so this is going to really allow the Mule Hammer to be dropped. Meanwhile, CC being built, another Rax going down, so we're looking at like a weird kind of half bio, half tank kind of mix. Could be what we saw at a Flash the other night in Pro League, where he starts off going bio and then just ends up making a kind of bio tech hybrid or mech hybrid combination. Scan goes down, sees the army of AiLillekanin. These Marines will drop out. They do have 0-1 and they do have stim. Meanwhile, Blue Flame on the way for... Well, actually, Blue Flame completed by our Blue Terran. And that is just such an adequate defense to this third base here. You know, if I am Zeerax right now, I'm going to be building probably, you know, another CC, like immediately. And get that other CC landed, go up to 4 base, because you're going to need a lot of bases, because in order to beat mech, you have to be where mech isn't on the map. So you constantly have to drop harass. We saw this, I believe, I think last night against... Oh man, the stim in here. Trying to get those tanks. Will get a few tanks. Red's tank's not sieged up though, so actually this is just a push in. And oh, if they can get close enough to that tank. Oh, the Marine, my God, the Marine gets the tank. Beautifully done. Let's go ahead and look at the workers killed. 6 workers killed, units killed, 67 to 49. Income in favor of blue, but barely. Let's check out resources lost here though. Alright, so about even on resources lost. However, what kind of sucks is for our blue Terran is that going mech, it's harder to replace units. They build slower. Meanwhile, there is vision here of at least 1 unit in that sensor tower. And actually, a great position move right now for Zeerax would be to go around and siege up here, you know, siege up around this area. And stay out of the range of that sensor tower. Meanwhile, third base going down. And actually, he's building it on the low ground. So, Zeerax has his third orbital. And actually, yep. So, there it is. So, this is what I thought was going to happen. Taking 4 base. You know, in a TVT, if it's bio versus mech, you always want to kind of take that... you always want to be a base ahead. Because you're going to burn through your resources faster. I mean, mech burns through resources as well, but if you're going to trade with mech, you're going to have your resources. You have a lot of resources, a lot of production. Meanwhile, +2 started for our Terran, and +1 weapon started for both players. +1 armor started for blue, so definitely looking at a mech comp here. Hellbats being built. More Marauders need to be made. And let's see, Zeerax just checking for... Oh, see, this is perfect. This is what I said earlier. Perfect kind of positioning. Tanks on the high ground. Can't really fly those Vikings in, but the Vikings will give... doesn't want to lose those medevacs. Needs to keep those Marines close to take out those Vikings. And actually, he'll take all the Vikings out. However, we'll lose all the medevacs. So... any kind of drop potential is there. Meanwhile, Hellbat harass here. Blue Flame Hellbats are still good. They have always been good. Sensor towers going down. This is going to be a sick macro game. Tell your friends this one's going to be a long one. You guys might want to get something to eat. We are going to be here for a while. Unless there's an engagement that's just very unfavorable. So, man, that is just... This third is just going to be really, really difficult to take. So many siege tanks, and these guys have just, like, they are the turtle pros. And actually, if they're turtles, we could say the blue is Leonardo and red is Michelangelo, right? Yeah, so there you go. So, very interesting here. Zeerax definitely needs some medevacs. Has some units here in the yellow. Lots of Marauders, though. So, we've got... 79 SCVs to 41, and we've got 26 Marauders against 14 tanks, and looks like no Hellbats. So I guess he just made those 2 Hellbats for the drop, and that was it. Interesting. Or actually, he might have transformed it back into Hellions. So let's see if we got some vision here. Okay, so the vision goes down. AiLillekanin
Field depleted.
knowing what's coming for him. Knows that vision is down here. Meanwhile, Zeerax has no idea that there's an army up here. Just waiting for him. Blue Flame Hellbats with 1-1 against 1-2 Marauders. Just running right into tanks. Oh god, the Marauders are real. And these Marauders gonna stim in here and just totally annihilate the tanks, but gonna lose the medevacs as there wasn't enough Marines for an adequate defense. And sniping tanks. So this is really good bio play against mech. Lots of Marauders. Very good stuff. Meanwhile, Banshee here. And this is what I was talking about earlier. Once your Terran player, or once your Terran opponent, or any opponent forgets about the Banshee tech later on in the game, that's when they can become useful. And meanwhile, looking at it's going to send these Vikings over. Maybe looking to take some of that air control back. Meanwhile, Banshee's coming in and ravaging these tanks. So 3 tanks going down here, and let's go ahead. Units 13 tanks to no tanks. So no tanks for our red Terran, and that could be kind of problematic here. Not necessarily the biggest deal. Could just go a lot of Vikings. And let's see here. Gonna walk right into the sensor tower. Doesn't even care. There's a scan, goes down. Lots of Marauders. Hellbat's being built for blue. It's always kind of weird though. I don't know, like, ever since the oh man, this engagement right now is ridiculous. Lots of Vikings, lots of air control. Siege tank will siege up. And looking like just going for some kind of contain here, but honestly, I don't like this position. Zeerax looks like a sitting duck. He's not getting sieged on right now, so that's not bad. Don't know why he keeps scanning. Don't really need to see. Guess you just need to see if there's going to be a pickup. Now, what a good play would be right now is to just doom drop the natural. But there are a lot of turrets, so maybe not the natural, maybe this base here, but really... Okay, so there's a scan goes down here. So this base is being protected. Might want to drop some Hellbats on these siege tanks. But he doesn't have any Hellbats. Meanwhile, Banshee coming in. Oh, gets killed by the Marines. So a little bit more Marines in this comp here, which is good, because he will need to fight against air units. Meanwhile, just going to stem up the ramp into a bunch of tanks. Oh, enough Marauders. Vikings will back off too. Turret gets sniped. Oh man, these Marauders coming in, really doing some damage here. And where are the reinforcements? Meanwhile, harass here, Hellbats, Blue Flame Hellbats at the natural of Zeerax. But Zeerax is going to take this planetary down. There's just way too many Marauders to deal with. And these siege tanks do have the high ground vision, and they will do some damage against these Marauders. These Marauders need to get out of there. Oh man, and now here we go. We see the BCs. And this base needs to be lifted or repaired. I mean, drop a mule, for God's sakes, and get that thing repaired. Meanwhile, more Hellions over here trying to get some harass done on the worker count. So we've got 43 workers killed to 15. Blue basically ahead of the game here. Units lost about even, though. And Blue's going to rebuild that base here and turn it back into a planetary. Put some more turrets down. But I tell you what, these BCs are really, really going to help Zeerax. And this is a fault I had. I played a really late game where I just kept throwing my bio to mech, and I just never went to BCs. And BCs can really, really help you against mech. Air control back in the favor here, but these Vikings, there you go. This, misclicking there, could have just taken that, could have gotten a Viking for free. Meanwhile, these tanks gonna get killed. Need to focus down this turret while it's building. Oh, I'll just kill the SCV. Turret almost done. And our Red Terran gonna be moving across the map here. So very exciting game 2 here. Sensor tower going down. Let's look at the APM of both players. Zeerax kind of slacking. AiLillekanin definitely trying to hold everything here. These Vikings rallying one at a time, just not going to be enough. You have to build Vikings in this situation. You cannot build Thors. Thors are just not very effective against BCs. Maybe possibly throwing out some Marines. The Vikings here coming into play. Gonna snipe some BCs. Get one of them. Gets two of them. No Yamato yet. Let's check out the production here. More harass going down. So Blue Flame Hellbats here. Harassing the natural base of Zeerax. And Hellion's coming into this planetary. Gonna try and get some shots down on these workers. And Zeerax is going to pull back his attack. Meanwhile, 5th CC being floated up now by our Blue Terran. So definitely needs that economy. Whoa, that's insane. I just let everything go away. That's nuts. Alright, so let's get all that crap out of it. No, I like that mini-map. Let's keep it. Let's keep it. Alright, so income tabs. What's it looking like? Zeerax really hurting for money right now. Needs to build another CC. Has enough money for it. But is the CC going to go down? Not seeing one yet. 2 Thors being made by AiLillekanin. Not really going to help against the BCs, though. So, Hellion's going to get caught here, but will get away. And the incomes here. Zeerax must have just dropped some mules here, losing some more workers here to Hellion harass. And this game is just back and forth. However, Zeerax... no view of this 5th base up here yet. Sensor towers all around. And let's see if there is a 5th base on the way yet for Zeerax. Desperately needs one. Economies are close, but once that 5th base goes up, starts mining, the Mulehammer here, it's going to really favor. Oh my god, this engagement is ridiculous. Tons of Vikings and Thors. Gonna stim in here, take some tanks out, siege up. And these guys are gonna go, oh, Seeker missiles, I hear them. The Raven's gonna take out some of these Marauders. Lots of Vikings, but just not enough on the ground here for AiLillekanin to be able to handle these Marauders. Might need to land these Vikings. Oh, here comes some Hellbats. Got some Thors. Vikings here, gonna just, man, that is just a ton of Vikings. Meanwhile, SCV putting a base down, and this medevac is actually going to spot this CC. So, oh my god. Oh! He actually got away with that scout, and then he sabotaged himself and ruined it. Meanwhile, Mech moving out here. This might just do it. That CC isn't done. Another one needs to go up as well. Mech player could just run some Hellions up that CC, actually. And it's just going to be a Viking. So, sieging up here on this planetary. Vikings have the air control. Getting that Viking flower action. Tons of Vikings on the map right now. What has he got here? How many? GG, well played. So, AiLillekanin will advance.